Hey folks, Vector Potential here with a DOM Twinstar. Alright, we'll come back to that interactive a few more times, but it certainly helps making sure it's down. There we go. All right. Okay. this. One little click at a time. Okay. Come on. All right. Let's see. This top interactive is ready yet. About in the right spot. I just gotta find where it is. Come on. Okay, so that popped. Got a little bit of rotation. That means we're stuck on something. Might be this guy. Nope. What about the one behind it? Nope. Nope. And left side. We are really close, folks. See a little bit of counter rotation on that pin. You might try pushing a little harder, seeing if it pops. There it goes. Yep. All right. So last time I tried getting this thing, one of the interactive pins shot off screen. So we will try to avoid doing that. Thank you everyone for your patience. Sorry that took a little while longer. Got this open earlier in under 5 minutes, but okay. So if I can get this thing gutted tonight and not mess it up, we'll be happy. Okay, so here's the way it's going to work. There's my pinning tray. So the way I like to organize this is I like the plug to sit here facing this way. So we get 2 rows of pins, 1 row right there, 1 row right there. So the pin stack that is closest to the camera right here, and also on the plug, we're going to go over here, front of the plug this way, and the pin stack that's on top is going to go over here, right there. So the first thing I'm going to do is try to get a shim in this thing, and then after we get the plug out, we're going to drop the ball bearing. First we're going to take a look at the ball bearing, and then let me make sure I'm in focus right here. Maybe adjust the light so that way we don't get glare. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that's some good focus right there. Okay, so we're going to get a shim in here, get the plug out, then we're going to take a look at the ball bearing that's right there. It keeps the interactive pin from bricking, and then I'll drop that. Then there's an interactive double plunger with the spring right here. We'll try to release that without dropping any of these pins, because that'll just yeet itself right out. And then there's a little plunger pin in there, so we're going to see that they exist and try to get them in the tray before I lose something else. And then I'll put the plug down there and take a look at those couple pins, and then we'll start dumping key pins out of the plug then take a look at the plug. Then I'll get drivers out of the core, and we will take a look at the core. Hopefully, this all works out. This might take a little while. This shim is well worn from getting this lock over and over and over again. If I have one word of advice for gutting DOMs, always use a shim. Okay, there we go. All right. There's that ball bearing. Really doesn't affect the locking mechanism or anything, but keeps the interactive from getting dorked out. I'll set that right there. All right. There's my interactive on the bottom. So we'll set that right there. You can see the plunger right there. There's no key control pin in there. It's just an interactive bit right here that really affects things. So we're going to dump that out. Come on. There it goes. So there's all my key pins in there and our active pin. Clear tonight, this is one that escaped itself. So there's a couple master wafers right there. There's only two. There's 10 pin stacks, so 2 master wafers is okay. So now we're going to get the key out, just like that. Okay. Come on. There we go. Set my key right there. All right. So now let me focus. Right here. There's the interactive plunger. And come on. That's the little bit that sticks up in the bottom of the plug. All right. Try to focus. Here. There we go. All right. So I am going to move this over here. Move that right there. See if we can get these out. All right, so first up is, like I said, I'm going to, these bottom pins right here, put right there. So the row's going to go up there. This is the interactive. So that goes right there. Okay. And just for orientation, you can see that little ring in there for the interactive. It only really goes in one way. And these are shark fin pins, so we can tell that the shark fins are down, and I don't have key pins in upside down. All right, so next one. Come on. All right. Here's that one. Come on. Get out of there. Sorry about all the banging, folks. Come on. Let's just send a pick in. How about that? Can I do that? There it goes. Son of a poop. All right. Dude. Hope you guys are laughing, because this is funny. There it goes. So that one goes right there. This one has master wafer. I have no idea why I'm holding this in my left hand. I normally do it the other way. But that's what we got going on. Okay, now that one goes. Come on. Other side. There it goes. And there's that one. There's that one. Yeah, come on. I'm getting this really weirdly, and I apologize for it. But I'm fully committed now, so whatever. All right, one last one. So let's take a look at this. Move that right there. This right here. Manual focus. Oops, come on. See, there's the plug. There. That's where the side cover goes. That's that black piece. That's where the bottom interactive goes. Plunger. So key control, passives. All right. So we got that. Okay. So now we're gonna back this back out so I don't mess anything up. Give myself some space to work with. Get the shim out of there. Okay. All right. We will go from the back and orientation. So there we go, just like that. So there's our interactive pin. Going to attempt to cross over my hand here and adjust. Focus, that's not working. I'll just drag the mouse over here. There's exposure, focus. Come on. All right. About light. Sorry guys, this is taking forever. All right. There's the interactive. Next up, All right, one more pin. There it goes. Okay. Whole bunch of springs to dump out. Now let's take a look at this. You can see all the channels there for the second interactive to interact with. And there's the Bible. Let's stick that there. Organize some springs. All right. There we go, folks. 28 minutes. That took a while. If you stayed around through the gut, thank you. I think many of you will. But yeah, these DOM locks are fun. Thank you.